filthy.
Disqualified. Oh yeah, we're live. Hey, what's up, viewers? This is Justin from Justice League Swag, and we're going to be doing a live stream on Dragon World. Yes, regular Dragon World. Some will say the best world next to Hero World. So, starting us off, we're going to start with Alex Lewis. What are you playing now in Dragon World? What's your dominant deck?
Thunder Knights. Thunder Knights.
Thunder Knights. Oh, I hear you, baby. You're talking about. All right, what about you, John Mayer?
Currently, Thunder Empire.
Thunder Empire, respectable. Next up, Matt Soriero.
I'm playing Dragon Knights. We back again, boys.
Yes, I love you too. And then last but not least, Mario. You don't matter. Can you play everything?
Yeah, I mean Thunder Empire and the special Energia deck.
Okay, Energy. Okay.
Energy.
Oh, he played the meme. Oh my god.
That deck's so freaking hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, let's actually start off with that deck though, because I didn't even know that anybody actually made it yet. So Mario, what's your deck looking like? What are the combos? How is it doing in the meta?
Well, it's pretty much if you don't get Energia, you lose. It's kind of like a janky size 3 Guardian mix with everything. Like you run Gate of Forgiven, Divinities. You don't run any Gate Searchers, but it's mainly just to recycle. You also use you do run Jinx size 3s like Paradise Lost just to tutor, because there's those off chances that you do get to tutor. It's kind of just like a slow deck that builds into Energia, but if you get Energia, you kind of have a win most often. The only problem, its worst matchup is Oni Assassins, which is the bane of every deck's existence right now, because Oni Assassins is the best deck. But yeah, Energia actually isn't that bad, because if you use that Thunder Knights flag, I forgot what it's called. I'm just gonna call it that. And you move it to the center, you have an 11k beater in the center, and their effects are all nullified from their field and their weapons, and it's a jank deck. But I mean, if you get the combo off, you can also first turn Energia by using Ball, because you just call game 3 gauge, and then you can call Energia right off the bat at the start of the game. That's pretty much about it.
That new Ball is ridiculous. I played against my teammate that was using it, I think, in tournament a few weeks ago, and he just opens up first turn Ball. After I hit him, first turn Ball, pay a life, gate straight, play another Ball, 1 life, get Dragon Force. It's attack you for 3. I'm like, whoa. Fucking ridiculous. It's just I think I got OTK'd because I was playing Black Dragons, and I was Gaito that day because I didn't know what a shield was.
I don't know. Gaito sees all the shields now.
Yeah,
It is a fun deck, but it's not something I'm going to run competitively. At Grandfest, I'm obviously going to run Thunder Empire.
All right, so I'm curious, what is your draw engine in that deck? Because I don't think they have a really good generic draw card for Dragon World, do they?
I use Divinity, and I use it's the pay to gauge nuke their monsters, and then you draw for each.
Demon Dragon Lord Drill Wave.
Yes, you're talking about Demon Lord's Roaring Dragon Blast. That card is really good. I love it. Yeah,
it's one of the most essential cards in that deck.
Yeah, I feel like
I wouldn't say about that though.
And everything. Oh my gosh, it just crushes stuff. That's why I'm surprised you had problems with Onis, because something like this would scare the shit out of me as an Oni player with a full field. Because you're forcing.
We just need a Debris Sweeper, not Gate of Dragon. Gate of Dragon's the most jank Debris Sweeper ever.
Oh yeah, what it stops the call from the drop zone of size 1s or less, right?
Yeah, so no Amano and no IO, which is, I mean, that's a really good majority, but it doesn't stop the whole deck.
Yeah, it doesn't stop Kurohao or what is it called? Kitabuki. And wouldn't want both of them in Soul anyway. But
yeah, but you gotta understand something. You're playing against the Oni Assassin deck. You cut off their size 1s. It means you're not letting them get extra soul. You cut off the size 1 is the top 3, odds 1 to soul, and bottom next to the 2. You're also cutting off the size 0 from draw cards. So you're cutting off an essential part of the engine you're cutting off literally half the engine of the deck. And if they do have Habuki, they can pop a size 1, and they can cause me 1 damage. They can't pop bats during my turn, which is the turn I'm going in. And if they have, what's the name? Kurenha? That's the name of the lady in red, the ogre in red? Yeah. So they can keep on building up that wall, but they're not building up any advantage what they normally would do.
My only problem is that they can just sneak attack it, and then they still get their call. That's like
They can sneak attack almost anything. They can sneak attack almost anything, but sure, sneak attack that card. That means you didn't deal with something else that could be relevant to the play, to my turn. And, like, I'm going to get 2 gauge. So I can now use that towards something. So I didn't really lose anything. And if anything, I took away that sneak attack that wasn't during the battle phase.
I agree. But my thing is just sneak attack only really has 1 target because our weapons are usually we always want sword in most matchups, so that's usually invulnerable. So they would only have the size 1 or maybe the set spell if we sided it in. That's about it though. But yeah, if they do have to pop it and if they didn't side it out, it would just be like kind of unfortunate that they get one of those 2 options. But regardless, I'm pretty sure they would side it out in that matchup.
When 1 card can shut down half of the monster lineup, you play that card. Like if I was playing against Shadow Shades, I would definitely want Bao Soleil, because that card says, "Oh, there goes your whole center." It's not that much of an answer, but it's still pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree. I still side it. I just wish it was a debris sweeper.
Yeah. You ever play against the new version of Pillars, like the most updated one, where I'm going to bounce your board every turn, gain life, gain this, make you discard a card. And against that, you would want to side in Sharpness Field because you're like, I'm not letting you kill me with your engine, so I'm going to try to slow you the hell down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Oni, I don't know. I feel like Oni is already hard to play with. Like hard counters, because I think the first time I played against something that hard counter was like the online tournament, Star Dragon, where I didn't even know that they had a Dragon Arms to just stop you from like calling stuff back from drop zone. And I was just like, oh yeah, I auto lose now. This is fun.
Yeah,
I totally didn't plan around that, but now I'm changing my deck where it's like I'll have more on-call abilities as opposed to ambush abilities, and I'm only going to be ambushing like certain units, like units that win games. But this isn't a Continental World live stream. This is Dragon World. So let's go into Sun Dragons next. How many of you guys are actually playing Sun Dragons or have? I know, Matt, you're only playing Dragon Knights.
I mean,
don't own Sun Dragons, but I help our local Sun Dragon player, so I stay up to date on Sun Dragons, and after crossing Gen, they're in a really good spot.
The new Impact Monster is busted.
The new Impact Monster is busted. The new ball that Pay Life is either Get to Gauge or Search Out the Dragon Force is a really solid card.
Yeah.
Even better, 3 gauge.
I've also been testing
there's Mirror Exhaust.
No.
The Bay.
No, not this.
Which card?
Yeah. Now, I find that they also have a new Crimson Battler ball, and that card actually like helps them out like the deck tremendously with the power trouble they used to have, because it's like that was one of the biggest issues that we had with like the Dragon Force for Sun Dragon specifically, is that the power for all of them were 5k, and that was like against the Thor you weren't doing anything. But it's like now
Dragon Forces outside of Dragon World are 6Ks, but Dragon World's the 5K.
Yeah.
So
like
I don't want to call Sun Dragons rogue or nothing because they're a Dragon World deck. I mean, no disrespect to any Dragon Knight player out there, but what you call Dragon Knights are a little more rogue than Sun Dragons. The Sun Dragons got some super relevant support. Like, in addition to having Bao Soleil or any triple attacking monster, any double attacking size 3 that's nuts as fuck, you could have SD Flare Fang, Blade SD, or you can even have, like now they have that, what is it? It's either Bao Glow or Fragment of whatever the hell it is, Flame. It's a size 2 that says, hey, I become a size 0 if you have an originally size 3 Sun Dragon on the board. And as long as I'm on the board, none of your Sun Dragon monsters, it might even make items, but forget that, the monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. That means, hey, you basically just turn every single one of my guys into an Athora until you get rid of this card. So I'm super duper resilient. But Sun Dragons had a lot of strength because they could remove
definitely the spots
Oh, be
size 3 Sun Dragons and size 2 and 1. They're definitely where, and with generic support coming out, because all Thunder Empire support as a whole. So I think Thunder Empire has.
No, but Sun Dragons, you can't play them effectively because, unlike Carson, you can't play the size 3 build effectively because when you're playing Thunder Empire, you can keep on dropping boxes because they're only 1 gauge. So if you play against Onis, if they can't destroy it, so I'll take the 2. Sure, put me close to my threshold of 4, and I'll punish you for it. You play against Sun Dragons the same way, you're going to take the 2, and you're probably going to lose the monster. And worst case scenario, that it's a Habuki because it's Hades' fault. So take the 2. You use Soul Guard, you fool. Here comes Habuki. Blow it up again, take 3 more. So they have cards like Dragon Scale to protect it or prevent it from being destroyed, but that's still just not enough. I mean, Sun Dragons are resilient and they're threatening because they have a lot of aggro, but because you have the ability to play Dragon Force, you don't want to play, Shadow Shade version of Sun Dragons. You want to play open center of the deck. So it gets a little bit difficult, and the idea is fun. And it's like, neat, bow, search for Dragon Force, or give me Gauge, play the weapon, play Bow Soleil, go in, impact. It all sounds fantastic on paper, but when you super lose to the deck that's won the regional, the past 2 regionals rather, Oni Assassins. So playing a Dragon deck, you can't afford to play expensive casting cards.
This is just going to be the Oni hate stream.
I'm just saying, Dragon that's why you can't play.
I understand. Like, Sun Dragons, they got a good consistency boost out of this set, mainly with the ball, obviously, because the cards, it's nuts. It's like a staple and slide. But the deck itself, it can dish out a lot of damage. It's just, it struggles against mainly Athura and, like, obviously Oni Assassins. And when you have a deck that struggles against Athura, which Athura isn't that good, no offense to present players, but deck's like okay. That's there's a problem with your deck.
Good, but it's not good enough, is what I would say.
Like, it has potential in the future, but it still needs to keep growing.
This all happens.
Okay. We actually have a
YouTube live chat. We actually do have a question.
The viewer is asking, which Dragon Force do you guys like better? I would say Style of Impact for me, because it's free 7 damage. To say open center, I attack you for 3. Final phase, I attack you for 4. It's like,
and against most matchups, that's fine. You can play just 2 Dragon Force. You can play the Style of Impact, and you can play the OG one, because the OG one helps the Sun Dragons make all the numbers throughout the turn. Against anything else that's not Prisms, you play the Style of Impact one, like you said. Clear the Summer Bounce away and go in.
Honestly, I'm a fan of the Burning Dragon Force. Aside from the fact that it can be destroyed, it helps a lot with the need. And Mirror Exhaust plays are always fun with the Burning Dragon Force. And it's also not life restricted, so you could use it early game as well.
Yeah, I like Burning Dragon Force too. I like my Sun Dragon list that I have. One of my friends made. It's pretty much like how it should be. Tech 1 of like certain Dragon Forces, and then like I think 2 Ball Flame or something like that. 2 Ball Guard. I don't remember. But yeah, I like having the option to being able to search. And then since you also play, well, personally, we play Awakened Ball Dragon. I'm not sure how many people still play that card, but being able to salvage back your weapons.
I love Awakened Ball Dragon.
Yeah, I do too. It's a ball, and it salvages back a weapon that could potentially be in like your 2 gauge maybe that you've opened up.
Opening gauge, you can charge it, draw it, charge and draw, and then pay the gauge out with ball, and then awaken ball, grab it.
Yeah, it's a relevant size.
Super solid. Love it.
Yeah, it's a really good.
It's just a size.
Yeah.
Too much utility.
Yeah. Because when I used to play Sun Dragons, my deck was 4 Ball Flame and then 4 Awaken Ball Dragon, and I would just spam Ball Flame every turn. Swing. Yeah, Awoken Ball next turn, get it back, equip again, swing. You attack your turn, okay, Ball Flame skill, Awoken Ball.
For an aggressive player like you, that sounds pretty scumbag. It's just like a defensive tactic.
Dude,
really, it's such a solid thing, though.
off of that ball flame. It's like it put me in a situation where I only had to run Sun Dragon Shield as my shield in the deck. and everything else was just to like support like Ball Soleil and stuff like that. I don't know, that deck was so much fun. But I gave up on Sun Dragons. I had too much stuff.
That's pretty.
But
all that Tech Dragon Forces are really nice. It's such a nice option to have as a Dragon player because we didn't have like relevant or any decent draw power for the longest time. Just being able to say, hey, I can search for one of 4 different items. Neat.
Hey, Dragon Knights had draw power for a long time. Impact.
Yeah, they were the archetype that had it. It was really solid.
We had draw power, but nothing else. We had nothing else besides draw power.
Yeah.
Dude, now we got Edward the Black, still good.
Edward the Black,
Like,
the impact monster?
Yeah. No, Edward the Black, the regular size 3.
Oh,
Forget that
I
dude,
like
the gargantuan monster.
I like
We on
him.
Dragon
I
Knights
prefer
now?
Geronimo.
Dude, no, I run Edward the Black just because he has penetrate. It helps out with prisms too much. Like it helps out with prisms and Onis because
Oh, I have
3 crit penetrate regularly for me, and then 4 crit if I put Elkio Taste Steed in his soul. So it's like Onis. It's like that's over before it started, and then like with the penetrate weapon, it's like they can't live through too many of those attacks because then they have to open up with shields or snake gaze in order to stop it.
Oh yeah, I agree. But I have my own method of getting around a Thora. It's a card that nobody knows of.
Scooping.
$10. $10, man.
John, you probably know because I told you about it.
What is it? The Dragon Knight that you rest and drop the defense of a monster?
Nope.
It's not my turn yet. I'll explain my battle strategy when it's my turn.
Nah, he's gonna use that stupid impact that just moves it.
Hey,
Oh,
that was my
yeah,
answer to Seeger back in the day. Don't make fun of that.
Exactly.
That was my way back in the day. I was playing that in Dragon.
That's
Knight.
funny.
I'm like,
My friend
I can't-
Matt actually played Seeker back then, and he got into top 8. And the guy used that. I forgot the name of the impact.
Hey, Maximum Skill Breaking Flames.
Breaking Flames.
Thank you. Yeah, so someone Breaking Flames is Seeker, like way back in the day, and next turn, like he said, I forgot what he said to the guy, but he was like, "Fuck it," and then he just like called another Seeker to the center, and just take all that life link.
It was the only way around Seeger back in the day. I did it to a Lattice player at my locals, and I won because of it.
Oh my god!
Get gamed.
Play lettuce in current year.
No, Lettuce way back. This was way back like 3 years ago when Dragon Knights.
Okay, I got you.
When Seeger and Dragon Knights were first a thing. Like I used to check one Sunfist Sunshine Impact just to make the number.
Oh, also, are we gonna be covering Fifth Army? I don't know if we mentioned that. That
we're
deck
gonna
is
be
like
covering Fifth
super freaking dead.
I'm gonna cover everything in Dragon World. So
That's unfortunately have the same problem that the Sun Dragons have.
Man, we're gonna cover Blue Sky Knights, right?
oh my gosh.
No.
We're gonna have Ivan Santiago in here for that. Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Draw 30 cards. Don't have a win condition.
Yeah, so you look at your opponent. I have 106 life. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'll deck you out,
remember-
John. I'll deck you out.
Get forgiven.
Oh my gosh. I remember when I first played against that deck. It was just like, okay, so every turn until you have no hand, I'm just gonna attack your monsters.
Pretty much.
And you're still at like 30 or whatever life, then I'm gonna attack you for the rest of the game. And it worked every single time.
People who play that deck, I don't have respect for them. That's just a time-consuming deck. It doesn't even have a win condition. It's just like Brandy can somehow
Call your
win.
opponent out the deck. That's how it's gonna win. It's gonna have a higher life than you.
Go into time the deck.
Yup, that's how they're gonna win. That's a valid way to win the game, even though I don't like it.
Oh my god. We had a pillar player that back at our regionals like 2 regionals ago. That played like life game pillars. It was the most scumbag thing ever.
Yeah, pillar player last thing. Like, not much, but Omnis would have the same exact problem Sun Dragons have. 80s for Habuki. Okay, you win. I have no gauge.
Yup.
GG.
I did that to you how many times, John?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I guess I can play Omnis this format. I guess I gotta play bots.
Yep, we were playing at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, all right, hey, each fall your size 3. I'm going to call Ibuki. You activating Soul Guard? Nope. Okay. No call on Ibuki.
Dude, you could ask Henry. I shit on
Mission to
prisoners
cry.
playing Omnis, but I could not do a damn thing to Onis. I
And
couldn't do
yeah.
a damn thing to save my life.
Onis were 95% of the meta, too.
I think we should all just come to agreement that
played
Oni's just kind of win against every deck.
You wouldn't.
I honestly didn't have a prop player. Well, I mean, we had our back and forth obviously because the Onis is such a really good deck, but it's not like I never had a solution.
So what did you do against Oni Assassins to beat them with Fifth Omni?
I rode the back of Aliote, size 3 Aliote.
I could say that.
Penetrate for days.
Hard ride the penetrate.
Okay, and every time you take damage, you gain a life for like the first instance.
And just as long as it stays on the field, it's a free shield essentially. Because whenever they deal 2, you gain 2.
Yeah, and then you just Dragobond with it, and Dragobond and just be a degenerate, right?
What about being a degenerate?
Oh yeah, that's right up your alley, Mario.
Yeah, I know. Labeled as the biggest degenerate.
So where do you guys see like Fifth Omni right now? In the
Bottom of the tier list. Bottom of the list.
I think if I were to label them like on a certain specific like tier, I would think they're like either in they're in high 1.5 or low.
They'd be like 1.5, high 2.
Yeah.
Like they're not where they used to be,
They're
but
not cancer anymore, I'll tell you that. They used to be
they're
cancer.
not cancer anymore.
Ask this man, John
But
Muir.
they're
Definitely times I sat across from him and got
You
my
know
ass
what? There's
pillaged.
2 Japanese lists that ran 3 Energia, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
And I mean, with Fifth Omnis, if you run Heaven Sunshine, you have access to 2s and 3s that either reduce their size to 0 so that it doesn't conflict with your board. Like if you can Heaven Sunshine's anything and it'll drop in size because Mirak is a size 2. You Heaven Sunshine kill their size 2, call Mirak. You Heaven Sunshine to size 1, you call the Sand Staff with a really long name that becomes the 0 and gets you extra soul.
Really long name. Thanks, Alex. That's helpful.
Fifth on the Cabbage Dragon X Generation Benny. I call him Benny.
Not doing that. That is all you, Moore.
What the hell was the name of that card? It was X Generation Cavalry Dragon. It was the blue one.
Sand Staff, something or the other.
That one.
Snatch, I think.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. Yeah, I could call him Benny. The other one was just regular Sand Staff. This one's the Sand Staff Benny.
I actually really like that name.
I feel like the Thunder Empire like spells are so useful that they revitalize a lot of the old decks that nobody really played, like Crimson Fist for Dragon World. Like we actually have somebody that's playing it here now, just because of all of the like spell support is ridiculous. Oh, and
if I picked up more Crossing Gen, I would definitely revive Crimsons because I found all my old Crimson stuff, and that's what I played at my first regionals. It was fun.
We're gonna make Crimsons great again, guys.
Please God, no.
Oh boy.
I'd rather make the drum deck great again.
Oh,
Yeah,
the drum
I'd rather do drum. Drum is pretty
The
lit.
drum deck can be great again with the Impact Monster.
yeah.
Any Dragon World deck can be great with that card. It's just like, hey, swing, you got a monster center, you can't do shit. Pull up the field.
Bet me, John, if Artillagers and Soul, I don't care.
Bet me Dragon Knights are higher on the food chain than freaking the Fifth Omnis.
Rebuild Fifth Omnis tomorrow. I'll bop you with Dragon Knights.
I'll tell you what, I'll do that exactly. We'll play for decks.
All right, I'm in. $20. Let's go.
Oh,
I've actually been
$20.
seeing like variations of Fifth Omni lists like across the Japanese list, and some are like OG Fifth Omnis with like the only new card that they're running is like 2 to 3 Energia. But one of those that I thought was pretty interesting was it was like a Thunder Empire kind of mix. It was running 4 of the sword and then 3 of the staff, and then it was running like Arc Dragon Shields, Blade Dragon Shields, and like obviously Botex Links and new impact. So it was like a more aggro version of Fifth Ami.
That sounds like my list. I was running the Arc Sword as my backup weapon rather than the
Balguard.
any of the other weapons, just because I was still running Fang. Arc Sword was the backup because it's a 6K, it can't be destroyed, and you have access to any Thunder Empire spell support.
Oh yeah, like the arc shit. I actually have somebody here running the what is it? A jackknife deck with all Thunder Empire weapons, just so we can run arc shields.
Yeah, that's basically what the Fifth Ami list was that I saw.
I thought about doing that with Dragonites for half a second, then I said nope, not close.
You guys finally get like 3 Dragonite weapons, and then you want to decide to move over.
No, because I want a Dragon Knight shield. I want a shield I want a third shield because
You ain't gonna get a shield, man. Just be happy that they revived everybody.
I want to go arc shield, green shield. I want to sack as hard as Gao can.
I'll
just run from Blade Dragon shield. You draw enough cards to make it useless.
3 is a thing.
Too many people just spoke at once. I didn't hear a damn thing.
This is true, but at the same time, when you're playing against any kind of deck that plays like size 2s and they go first, like I'm gonna play a size 2 and attack for 2. You're like, oh, great job. I'm at 8. Heaven Sunshine. Go to 7. Kill your monster. Search for the Bow style of impact. Pay 1 life. Go to 6. Search for the Dragon Force. Equip it. You can splash those 3 cards into any deck, and they work. They just work really effectively.
I have a good idea to toss out. How many of you guys main Hiding Bomber, except for I guess Dragonites, because that's like the only deck I feel iffy about. Like in Sun Dragon,
I main 3 in every Dragon World deck I build. I swear by Hiding Bomber.
Dragonites can play Bomber effectively. Don't even try me.
Hey man, I don't know, man. It's like it's either mono Dragonites or it's like some weird hybrid. I don't understand the deck anymore.
Oh, man.
I gave up on Dragonites so long ago. It's like the one deck I don't touch anymore.
I never gave up.
I'm not playing Hiding Bomber at all in any of my decks, and that's because I sold them all for $10 each. But if I had them, I would definitely run them.
All right, Hiding Bomber is good in every Dragon World deck. The only deck it really has a problem with is when you go play Thunder Empire and they play the thing that says, "Oh, can't be rested nor bounced or whatever."
Fanning. That's the reason I don't play Thunder. That's why I don't play Desperate. I don't play Hiding Bomber because
that's why we stopped.
These cards were the nice answers to those decks, but now they have an answer to those answers. So I'm like, you know something? I'd rather just play 2 more shields. I bumped my shields from 8 to 10, and that's pretty much what every Dragon World deck did in addition to the Bombers, because they're like, I'm just going to main deck more cards that can answer more decks, as opposed to...
I'm actually interested in your spell item now, because for most, like, I guess Empire decks that I've seen, generally always run, like, a form of 10 shields, from just what I've seen. And, like... I mean, I always go net decking on Japanese Twitter, and they always run 10 shields.
Yeah, I was trying something tonight. I was trying actually the Bow Dragon with the Dragon Force and Thunder Empires, but I wasn't playing any other items. I was just playing the Thunder Empire, the Bow style of impact, you know, the new one. I was playing the. I was playing the original, not the original, the style of impact Dragon Force for the damage output, and I have a good time against everything I play against except prisms. So I'm like, okay, I either main deck the swords or I main deck 3 to 4 copies of Thunder X Flash. So I'm already main decking 2 to answer problems, but the Thunder X Flash can remove the weapon. But as Matt and anybody else who's played against prisms can tell you, their protection spell, which can give them a gauge if they have 6 or more life in addition to protecting the prism, can still protect the item. So it's
Brush Upper.
Yeah, Brush Upper
exactly.
Pretty good card.
So I was like, oh, I got Thunder X Flash. Choose bots.
I couldn't find my. So. Wait, is Thunder X Flash the like Saka Thunder Empire that pop any card?
Yep.
No. It's not sack. It's you can only cast if you have a Thunder Empire monster. You choose a Thunder Empire monster afterwards, and you choose a card of your opponent's field. So you choose your bots because bots can't be destroyed on your turn. So this becomes that card turns into an anything kill spell. It's just not counter speed.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, John likes to go to pop my kicks when we're playing Prism Dragons, and I just go, no thanks, John.
Yeah, but luckily X Flash is limited to once per turn, so I can keep on going.
4 copies of that, 4 copies of Brush Up.
Justin,
play a game.
And Justin, you were talking about like Dragon World's relevant draw power. I'm gonna just say specifically for Thunder Empire, the build I was playing before this test build, I was playing it with 4 Arc Dragon swords, and I was playing it with 2 of the newer swords that came out. But anyway, Pentar. Play that card, draw a card. You know what card actually combos really well with? In the name of the Thunder Empire. So you turn the spell card, name of the Thunder Empire for 2 life. You call 2 Thunder Empire monsters from your drop zone. So you can call 2 Pentars. Unless it says different, I don't think it says different. But if it doesn't say different, you go play the spell, call 2 monsters. They're both Pentars. Draw 2 cards. So you turn 1 card into 4. That's like so ideal and so much value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that card in the name of Thunder Empire. Usually, I'm always targeting. If I'm not going for game, it's always Globes and Pentar. But if I am going for game, it's either going to be some variation of bots and like maybe a fanning, depending on the matchup.
You can call
Or if not, it would just.
Yeah, but right now it's a little bit on the fence as far as like you call Globes and you call Pentar at the exact same time. Does Globes recognize Pentar? Because it's not like Archer. When Drago Archer from Thunder Empire, from Thunder Knights enters the field, he checks to see if there's another one on the field. The Globes is supposed to be on the field prior to something else entering, so you can still get
it does check for it, if that would clarify things. But yeah, it does recognize them being called at the same time.
See, fantastic. That's fantastic. But
I ain't rolling it like that until I get an email back from Bushiroad, John.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying someone else thinks otherwise. You can still call Globes and Bots SD. Use Bots SD's effect to bring out regular bots, trigger Globes that way, and they're like, oh, sure, get more power, get more crit bots. And that's a real valuable card, Bots SD. Because
if you guys ever need to look for rulings, the main source for they have like a lot of them is usually the Japanese Bushiroad site. They always have more updated rulings than the English.
I email Bushiroad and I just kind of read the comprehensive rule book and go about my day with that.
Okay.
I take it straight up with them.
You also ask Stromback and the others, but yeah. Make sure you also get it directly from the source.
I get it straight from them because most of the time it's me and Russo judging at our local, so it's like, okay, we're all gonna be on the same page or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a lot of overrules that are over here in like in LA, like in Pomona. And so it's always they had to look for the Japanese buddy fight.
Yeah.
So like the main rulings are.
Rollings, because right now I do all rolling. And it gets annoying, especially like if I don't come in or miss tournament and they call me on my phone and I'm like sitting outside sipping on some wine and they're just like, yeah, if I play this ball dragon, if I bomber it, does he still get his ability? And I'm like, yeah, it's an on-call ability. If you paid the cost, you still get it. They're like, oh, okay. And then they'll call me back like 10 minutes later. It's like, hey, we got another rule question. And I'm like, dude, why don't y'all just read the damn cards or read the rule book?
That's what I do.
Like, that's why they got you.
Argument here.
And why read when I could have just read for me?
No. That's what pissed me off when I also talk to them. Like, hardly any of them have ever read the rule book before. Like none of them, and nobody checks facts for like FAQs for any of their cards. I'm like, that's the.
I'm gonna go to my local tomorrow, and I'm gonna call you, Justin, whenever I need a ruling.
Justin, what's the number to your store again? Just in case. I'm gonna be at Grand Fest, man, so I might need those rulings.
1-800 these nuts.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. All right, so I feel like we talked about Thunder Empire a little bit. Big Crimson Battlers, because a lot of people were asking them like the different decks for Dragon World, and I feel like a lot of stuff in Dragon World is competitive. It may not be the best deck, because I feel like the best deck in Dragon World right now is Bats. Because I mean, having a double attacking or like a street sweeper type monster that cannot be destroyed is like really fucking scary. Like the scariest bats I've played against now is the one that can infinite attack. Like if it destroys a monster, it's like when I play Onis against that, it's like if his attack can't be negated.
I love that card.
Like
I love that card so
everything
much.
just died.
Why didn't that one get the secret pack over Bearer of Sins?
Agreed.
Right?
Oh my
Like
god.
Why the hell did that happen?
Bearer of, but definitely That bots is a lot more clutch than Barrison.
Oh my gosh, every time. It's like even when I play other Dragon World decks against it, it's like I have to have something like the skies in their hands or something to avoid being savage that turn. That's the only thing that saves me. Like when I play Thunder Knights against bats, is that one card. It's like otherwise it's like they are trishing you for free.
Yeah,
Because and they can still play the impact after it, and you still can't negate a bat's attack. So you don't have, like, as the bats player, you don't have to attack anymore to give your opponent the chance to play a green dragon shield and go up in life to dodge the impact. You just go, no, street sweep all your stuff. You're at 7, hit you for 3, final phase, you die, spike.
The fact that he can swing 3 times by himself is really ridiculous. Like,
That
he can
card
set
don't
off a bot's link by himself.
Like, that card is like super scary, especially like I think we were playtesting this week, and it's like one of the guys he attacked me directly with globes first and then passed the crit to bats, and all I was thinking, like, before he started attacking my monsters, was, you son of a bitch.
Oh no, man.
It's like I'm about to go straight from 9 to 5 exactly and gate bats to attack. It's like, oh yeah, this is just fair.
No, it's so much fun though when you play against a spy deck, because I was playing the Arc Dragon, so not Arc Dragon Sword, the Arc Dragon Odachi. It gets 3,000 power every single time a monster on my field attacks. So I'm like, okay. He's like, size 3 that says I'm going to call something from deck, size 3 is going to call something from deck. Hey, this size 3 has 4 soul. So like, okay, let's go in. After everything was said and done, my bots ate up his board. That bots and the other monsters attacked a total of 10 times. So the weapon, just for fuck's sakes, it's one for 33,000.
You're talking about?
Yeah, that's some
I can-
Vanguard shit.
I could almost hit the Kiyoya Gon card after it got 30k. It was just stupid. I could almost hit that.
No, you actually had me crying.
The disrespect on a weapon.
Justin, what are you laughing at?
Oh my god, no, the fact that he's just like, he street sweeped this entire field.
Yeah, that would be scary against anything else. You're like, oh my god, you got 3 size 3s, 2 of them have soul, and 1 of them has 3 soul. This is gonna suck. I'm like, oh wait a minute.
It's like,
He's playing
people don't
Pac-Man the deck.
understand how scary that card is, and I've seen so many people only run it at 2, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, in your deck.
It's
like,
because a lot of people are playing Barrifson bots, and in my opinion, I think that's just budget version of the original bots. I hate Barrifson. I don't even run it in my list.
I honestly don't like Barrisons at all. People just
It
play it because
doesn't
it's secret
do
pack, and
it.
people think
Like,
all
people-
secret pack is good.
It's such a bait
Not all
card
secret
because
packs
people
are
are
good.
like, oh man, I get to call it size 1 or less, and I'm just like, but what do
During
you
the battle
do with
phase,
it?
when you should already be set up anyway.
Like, at most, I'm gonna draw a card, maybe, but I'd rather just, like, in Name of the Thunder Empire for a full board and, like, kill you when I'm at 4 or less life. I'm not looking to call stuff. I want to kill you.
No, but it's nice for versatility. Like unlike the starter deck bots and a bunch of other bots, you need to have a weapon equipped. So not even Thunder Empire specific. They just say you need a weapon equipped, so these guys have Thunder double attack.
Yeah.
The Sins and the original Demon Lord bots,
Like-
they inherently have that double attack, which is pretty.
That's
important.
why I think Barrison is just like a budget version of the OG, because for the majority of the game, it's just gonna be like the OG bots. It's just gonna be a double attacking, can't kill
Yeah.
vanilla. But it's 4 or less life. When you hit 4 or less life, you want to kill them. You don't want to be looking for anything. Like the best thing you can do is either draw you a card or get a fanning. And if you're gonna get a fanning during resolution, they can just like rest it while in response to like the fanning call.
Well, yes, they can, but here's the thing: when you have a full board established already, like when I say that you have Barrisons, you have the size 0, and you have another size 1 on the field. Pretend it's not a relevant one. Enter battle. Do you have a response? Yes, I'm going to snake gaze your bots because because the effect triggers. If you summon the monster, they miss their chance to use a snake gaze. So you activate bots. Do you have a response? Yes, I'm going to snake gaze it. Okay, since he's not going to do shit for me anyway, I'll call a size 1 right over him. That could be a Pentar. It could be something relevant to the situation. So it can help you get there just in case you need it.
I just think the targets you get are very limited to only really Pentar. Like, there's not really anything that
Warlock,
great
the
you can
Warlock.
search.
The Warlock, the one that's like a 4-2 fucking 1 or 4-2-3, whatever the hell he is. He says when he kills a monster, he gets double attack.
He gets double, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so like, okay, I got fanning, not even fanning. So yeah, it's true. I have a size 1, it could be Globes or Pentar, I don't care. The size 0, Thunder Empire, what's his name? Linear?
Yeah.
And bots.
Yeah.
Linear. So when it attacks, it can call to the center. When it attacks after battle, bounce the hand. The Bearer of Sins bats. If you rest him because I don't have fanning, then I'll get the Warlock. And guess what? He has the potential to put in just as much work as the boss. He just doesn't have the inherent double attack. But guess what? With the Arc Dragon Sword, that card can swing for 6k. So he's almost as strong as the boss. He just can be destroyed. So it can still be pretty relevant. Because you're like, oh, I got you.
But I'm really glad that you brought up the point of like everybody running like Bearer of Sins, because Mario, I feel like a lot of bats players that are losing are focusing on resourcing more than killing your opponent. Like it doesn't matter how many cards you have in your hand.
It's a simple deck to play. You dink your opponent down to 5 and you impact. Like,
and this is coming from a control player, like in any card game, like Pokemon, whatever. But like, that deck just has to smash. Like, you just have to go in.
Yeah,
but that's the problem, though. That's a huge problem because there are decks like Prisms. No, Justin, wait a second. That's
the thing.
No, Dragon World is
it has the
smash.
versatility to resource. It has the versatility to resource, but in a lot to.
Like, if you want to go for a grind game, you're just like, all right, I'm just going to set on, like, Pentar Globe's advantage for, like, most of the majority of the game, and then when I hit 4, I'm probably going to kill you. Yeah, like, Indom is really good in that matchup, and if they don't have, what are those new shoes? The Lapis, I think? Those shoes counter Indom pretty hard. But if you have Indomitable, and you're at 4, they're losing everything.
Yeah, I mean the point I was making though was like I watched a local player play this week when they were practicing, and during his opponent's turn, his opponent wasn't killing them, but he cast the Arc Dragon Shield, and I was just like, why'd you do that? And it was like I lost just because I didn't have enough gauge to play the impact, and I was like, you didn't have enough gauge to play the impact because you play Arc Dragon Shield. Why did you play that? And he was just like, oh, I wanted to draw a card. I'm like. You have 2 games. Next turn, all you have to do is go enter. You charge and draw. I enter battle. Attack 3 times. Your opponent's already at 5. They just die. They're just dead. It's like a lot of times I don't. It's like people have it in their mind. It's like just because I have it, I should play it. When it's not always the case.
Doing plays for no reason.
Yeah, but that's why I feel like a lot of people are like. Because Thunder Empire has the ability to resource so hard, they focus on resourcing instead of like killing their opponent, which is what you're supposed to do with Dragon World decks.
Yes, but you gotta understand something. Dragon World was supposed to. They have the ability to rush really hard and impact on on Q. The problem is when you play against certain decks, you want to play against Onis, they have a Soul Guard wall. You want to play a reviving ambush wall. You play against Prisms, they just have a big, consistent wall, and if you kill it, unlike Shades, they have another one to follow through with very easily. So you can't afford to play that smash game. You can't build a deck designed only to do that, because if your deck is, we call it spearheaded, if your deck can only do one thing, or one trick point like most of the Jackknife Justice Form builds, I'm not knocking them, I'm just saying the majority of those builds, they're built one way, they're not built more versatile. But when you're building a Dragon World deck, you can impact very easily. But when someone says this specific deck is meant to be a wall, or they're meant to stay in your way, so you can't do what you're designed to do, rush. And if you rush, you can't just be like Gal Mikado and say like, hey, I'm sitting back on 3 shields after I just dropped 10 on you. It doesn't work like that.
Well, in terms of deck building, it's not going to work like that, but if you just look at the wider majority of people who build the deck, it's pretty staple that you run 4 Globes and like 3 to 4 Pentar, just depending on who you are and what you think. And so that is your resource engine for just going off of like a grind game. And most people are still running like in Name of the Thunder Empire like 2 to 3 copies. So regardless, most people are still going for the grind engine. They're not going like full smash. Your size 1 lineup is generally like your more it's like more of your consistency engine, and your size 2 lineups are your like aggressive cards like your bots.
Yeah.
Regardless, like people are gonna be running like people's builds are pretty similar to one another with the whole advantage engine. They're all like really just utility cards mainly, and
you have to play
non-aggressive.
cards like that, and it's very good that Dragon World has those kind of cards now because now they can build it different ways. But I see what you're saying. Some cards like bots, globes, pentars, even the items, and now even our Dragon Shield, bots link. Those are all like, hey, all of these cards work really good together. Why? They're meant to.
But
So
yeah, I
it's
just
like
wish
we don't really
people
have that option to like build decks different ways. We only have like one option of one way to build it. That's why I'm saying you have to figure out different ways of building decks because it's too predictable. It doesn't mean that they're going to be any less powerful, but if you're used to doing the same plays on like muscle memory, you're going to have a problem. You have to be able to adapt to the game, be able to make different plays on the fly. So yeah, the draw power is fantastic, and like you said, a lot of people, regardless of what build they come up with, they're main decking 3 to 4 pentar globes because you have to. It's a powerful card. Angel.
Yeah. I
I feel like the biggest problem with Thunder Empire is that people don't know when to commit to either going in or building up the resources.
Yeah,
Because
I
like
agree
Mario
to
was
that
saying,
highly.
the whole deck there's standard way to build it, and granted everybody's different, so there's going to be different check choices. The same core is still the same, and that's where the advantage is coming from. But a lot of the people don't know when to go in versus building up resources and playing the grind game if they have to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like if you're playing Thunder Empire and you're in the mirror match, you have to go all in all the time because largely that matchup comes to who gets the impact off first and has the gauge to play it. So I would just all in all the time, like all in.
Yeah, that's like just any Dragon World matchup when you're playing Empire. You just want to. It just comes down to who kills each other first. But like in matchups like Shades, it's like some people are like, man, I should go aggro, and then they get punished by getting like Snake Gaze.
Yeah,
they didn't think about it. And then, it's just a lot of people don't know when to there's only one matchup where you really go face, and that's mainly just like the open center decks. But like in other decks, you can't necessarily do that.
Not necessarily with the open center deck.
I really like that you run what is it? The ball in your deck. So the new ball. I forgot what it is called. The one that searches pay a life to call and you search for item, or you could gauge 3.
That's funny. I actually have to try that.
Yeah, like that should just sound scary. Just because of the item alone, and then it's like
oh no, it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. I play the balls. I play the one Dragon Force because if I charge it, okay, fine, I'll just deal with it.
Yeah,
it's fun as hell.
What do you guys think of Thunder X Retract? The card we're getting in XP2.
Which one's that one?
Cast cost, pay a life. Choose one of the following 2. Pay a gauge. Search your deck for up to 1 Thunder Empire item. Add it to your hand. Or you could choose an impact or a Dragon World monster from your drop zone and add it to your hand.
Oh my gosh! It has options. I love it.
Yeah, I was like, that card is either just a massive steal 3 or 4 of.
I'll go last.
I guess I'll just touch up on it real quick. I mean, the versatility, like we get, like that ball, like they literally just gave Sun Dragons this exact card, except ours is just slightly different. We get to salvage instead of gauge. I think it's pretty awesome. In my opinion, I think it's going to be like 3 to 4 of, like probably because you get to salvage back monsters too. And being able to search a weapon is really, really big for the deck because that's kind of a small problem with the deck is when you can't get your weapon out.
Yeah.
And if you can't get like your sword in like in prison matchup, you feel like you're just gonna lose. And then if you don't get weapon all game, I mean you just probably lost anyways because there's not a lot coming back from that.
Danger World Syndrome.
Yeah. And also, some of the cards that you play tackable, and then you also don't have to run the impact at 4 anymore. You could run the impact at 3 just because you can search for it. So I think solid card.
I mean, honestly, I run it at 3
1
right now anyway.
Sorry, what was that?
I play impact at 3 as well.
Oh, no, like
Zach
Zach
is running the impact at 1, I think.
Yeah, Bot takes Link if you ever want to dig for your impact. That's like the main search card. You get to chop 3, so that's a pretty good majority of your deck.
No shit, no. Like Zach and Leo, when we went to regionals, they ran the impacts at 4. They just I just want you dead.
Oh my god.
As much as I love that logic and killing the opponent is the goal of the game, it clogs really heavy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like I end up with 2 to 3 impacts in hand already when I play it at 3.
No, dude,
That's another potential draw into an impact that I don't want.
when I was running the impact at 4, weapons at 7, dude, like you talk about claw. All I had were like some games were weapons and impacts. I'm like, yeah, I'll lose. So I have nothing else. But what were you gonna say about the card, Mir?
No, it's just that I plan on building the Thunder Empire deck the same way, or very similar to how I played the Omnis when I Dragon World first got Omnis. I'm going to play like I played around Drum. I'm going to get down to like 6 life point threshold. The weapon that you can search for with the track, because the track is 1 life, so that's 1 life. You search for depending on the matchup, like I would specifically use this weapon against Prisms. It's Drago Royale. It's the one that searches, it's a 3,000 base weapon, 2 critical.
Oh yeah, when we get that
plus
card,
6,000 power. Have bats on the field. But we get it in the same set. We get it in the same exact set. So it goes from 3,000 power, 2 critical. If you have bats on the field, the thing has 6,000 more power, making it 9,000. So even if your opponent does have their weapon out, this weapon can hit it. And since the Dragon World decks right now are, I can't say Dragon World decks are right now because I don't play anybody else's. I don't look at any lists. But if you build a deck to float the 4 life points thing, like you can play Drago Succeed to bring your life points back up. You can play Bots Link. You can play a bunch of different things to just increase your life points from 4 to 5 during the battle phase. The Dragon Royale says when this card attacks, if your life points is still 4 after when this card attacks, for the turn this card gets double attack. So unlike bots, enter battle. If your life 4, yeah, okay, I have my effects regardless. My life points change. This weapon you have to be at 4 for this weapon to get double attack. So you can go enter battle 9K. I'm sorry, linear smash aside. So kill the ruby thing, sure. Bounce back to hand. Not 9K weapon smash center. And now bots. Hey, you're 10K also. Go in 10K. You know you're clearing that center without having to depend on yielding. Eating up the field, and your opponent, somehow not getting out of it.
Yeah.
So, and that weapon's 1 life too, so you can save your gauge for things like the impact, whether it's what's it called, Thunder X Buster, or even the Drum Impact. So it's like, sure, pay 1 life for the spell, pay 1 life for the item. Hey, I'm at 4 less now. Let's abuse the shit out of my boxes and all my other cards. So the deck
you get a lot of life manipulation from that card, which is really nice. I think another card worth talking about is Dynamis. I think that card is absolutely insane. 5 keyword text is pretty good. That card is super nuts. Having counterattack penetrate on what would be a 9/2/6 with move, double attack, and soul guard 2, and its abilities can't be nullified. With 2 soul? That's quite the card. Dynamis is finally good.
Yeah, it's one of those cards we can play super defensively with because it has penetrate, potentially. That's really, really, really dangerous to Prisms.
Oh man, I love Dynamis. I can't wait for that card to come out.
Dynamis. What is that?
It was that dragon monster that gave everybody Omnilord emblems. They made a better version of it, and they made it a Thunder fucking Empire.
Yep.
They made a playable version of it because the other Dynamis was pretty bad.
Trash.
Yeah, the other Dynamis, I think it was like 2 gauge, 1 soul, and then it can only attack the center?
Yep.
Yeah, but the card from the soul came from your hand.
That's
why. Oh, it came from your hand? Oh man, that card is garbage.
It was like
a
dumpster fire.
We've come a long way for good cards.
Horrible.
Bushiroad printed bad cards for Dragon World?
Oh, welcome to.
I think they're called Dragon Knights.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Hey, Justin. Justin, one sec, guys. Let me read the card off for Justin. 1 second. Let me read the card for Justin. We'll get the Dragon Knights, don't worry. This card is a size 3 Thunder Empire Armor Dragon Deity. 7/2/6. So the same exact stats it had when it was first printed. Call cost, 3 gauge. Top 2 cards of your deck go into its soul. So it has 2 soul already. It says, abilities of this card cannot be nullified by your opponent's card effects. So screw Style of Justice Former, all that shit. If you have an item equipped, this card gets plus 2,000 power, so it swings for 9. Screw prisms. Penetrate and counterattack. If you have a weapon equipped.
What?
Inherently, the card has move, double attack, and soul guard. Good night.
I love the cards.
I still beat it.
That's the one response. Is just I still beat it.
John, I'll still find a way. You know me. I'll find a way.
Nah, he's just gonna run it. He's just gonna run like 2 copies of his own in his Dragon Knights. He's gonna be like,
No,
I could do it too.
I'll just blow it up.
No, that'll be the next damning thing Zai's gonna play. Oh my god.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh,
It's
that's
pretty busted.
Yeah, every time you see like, oh my god, that car is broken. Dragon World is nuts. Dragon World is Darkness. Dragon World. Oh fuck. Zai can play it too.
Yeah, I go to our friend Henry. I go, Henry, you got more support. He goes, for which deck? I'm like, why? He goes, yes.
No.
You guys see the Dragon support? Yeah, it's for Zwei. Wait.
Nah, but what's called? I think everyone's missing something. Sorry, not that they're missing. I mean, no disrespect, guys. We haven't gotten to it yet. Anybody who's played Force of Will or any like even Magic the Gathering, you know what a red deck is?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off face.
Dragon World. Yeah, Dragon World is a rush deck. We get a spell card that says, "Hey, counter, pay 1 gauge, restand the bots."
Oh yeah, Box again is awesome. It means I can take out my Fannings.
And that makes the bots that just keeps attacking if it hits more viable because they drop.
Yeah,
one
Indomitable is.
Restand
I love
it.
that card.
Let me try again.
Oh man,
Indomitable
it's
is my favorite card right now.
Oh, you can ask Justin. We get Purgatory player. Like, oh, I can attack 10 times in 1 turn, motherfucker. So can I? It's like.
I
oh
found my
my
box
gosh.
deck. Holy crap.
So much. It's like I always have my kill count set to like, okay, if you're at 6 life with 2 shields, you still fucking die. It doesn't even matter. I hope
it's so dumb. No, because it's just so dumb. Spells like that are fantastic for the deck, but at the same time, it's horrible for the game because it's like Prism Dragons players get a lot of shit because like, oh, you're just like a Shadow Shade player. I'm going to draw a size 3 and sit on for the whole damn game, or I'm just going to switch it out. You know, no skill to the wall. Deck.
Autopilot.
Yeah, they call him back. Like I want. If I was playing Hero World, I would play Gemclone Zeta or I would play Helmet from the deck.
Autopilot.
They gave me a helmet fucking bots. I'm like, this is awesome. I got a restanding bots. This is dumb.
There is
But things like that are terrible. They're terrible for the game because, like, wow, all the fun and all the skill you put into, like, teching cards and making shit cool and versatile, it just takes it all away. It's like, you're just playing a deck that attacks 10 times in 1 turn. So fair. It's so powerful, but it's just horrible for the Dragon Ball players. You can't get credit for winning because, like, oh, you play Saki deck.
Yeah, it's no drawback. I mean,
Thunder Empire.
like,
I'm not surprised you won.
We had to sacrifice stuff. People had to die for our sins.
we don't. I mean, in like in terms of like the format and like the meta, the only like real.
I blame William.
The only real like I guess like deck that requires you to have a brain is Oni Assassins. Like Zwei is just face, obviously. You just like Elagite and be like, hey, if I call Dimension, I probably win the game. But Oni's is literally like the most like brain disabling deck ever. I hate that. I hate playing it. I hate playing it and I hate playing against it.
I don't know. It's Katana World's version of what's it called? Fifth Omnius used to be. Because you would enter battle and like, sure, desperate that card, drum pops this, and then a rare Megalax will finish the job. Now Oni Assassin's like, hey, I can do that too. But
sneak attack this, pull a boogie, pop
Mine is just like 10 times more complicated. Let me just you pop my Kuraha. All right. Let me resolve 30 abilities real quickly.
yeah,
I'm okay with this.
Also, I don't.
They
if
do
no one did know, but you can stack
and they do their
abilities
own turn.
and call triggers at like different timings.
See, I don't know. It's like I play Oni Assassins and I played against Oni Assassins and I haven't lost to them. So I really just don't understand like your hatred towards the deck, Mario. Because it's like with Oni Assassins, even with bats, I completely massacred it.
Let me be clear with you, Justin. This no offense to you or your people, but like in your locals, but I've played against good players that have
Watch
good
you
OD.
calling good people.
Oh shit! No, you play or you're one player that made top once.
Play against Austin, I swear, dude. He'll smash you with that deck.
Oh,
Because
Austin.
Justin, how many of the only players at your locals know that you can stack ambush along with the on-call abilities?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. How you can like call Kuraha and then don't resolve effect, leave it on the stack, and then like call a Buki, use a Buki skill, call over a Buki with like an IO, and then resolve Kuraha last. Her ability, anyways. It's just like
ambush is still an ability, so you choose the order in which they resolve. So you could end the turn, say Ibuki, and Io and Korea's skills could have both gone off. He's on the field.
Hey guys, from my understanding, if just for example, 3 different cards with ambush go to drop zone, they all trigger, and you choose which ones you're going to bring out one at a time, and whichever ones hit the field first, that effect was the one that will resolve first. So I could call the lady in red.
Ambush,
She's going to target something and drop.
but when you ambush in the on-call ability on delay, so that you could trigger another ambush, that ambush call ability could joins the stack. You could put that on delay. Then another ambush enters. You could leave that ambush, the last ambush to enter, and then all the abilities that on-call entered activate right after.
Yeah, they're all going to enter. They're all going to resolve. So they're all going to trigger. They're not going to resolve until all the cards come out. That's not what I'm saying. You know how size resolution works? Right? Like every Buddy Fight player knows how size resolution works. So if I call out the size 2 first, she triggers, she chooses her target and drops. She doesn't resolve it. She just says, I'm going to choose this to add to hand. And as far as what I'm going to put in the soul, we don't get there yet. We're still in the wind. Second ambush, I'm going to call, what the hell is it called? Habuki on the field. Before his effect even gets to target one of my opponent's monsters to pop, potentially, I have to do a size resolution. So the red lady goes to drop. Habuki, target a card. I'm going to target that to blow up. We put that a step, we wait now. Is there anything else on ambush? Yes. Size 0. Call the size 0, or call the red lady again if it's in the ambush stack, whatever. After all the cards have finally come out, and size resolution and all that jazz is done, now you start resolving all your ambush, all the effects of the cards that entered the field by ambush, right?
yes.
Thank you. Now, as far as the specific order in which those cards are going to resolve, it's supposed to be from the first one that entered to the end, right? Like if I
First
call
one that
red,
entered to the end.
yeah, if I call
No,
Habuki
you're
first,
able to choose.
if I call-
You're able to choose the order in which you use their separate abilities. So, like, let's say Kuraha was at the beginning. You could use a mono ability to draw a card first before you finish resolving Kuraha's ability.
Okay.
The lady in red.
So those are slight little variations that players need to know. Like, gentlemen, you guys are familiar with the dual Katana World, Darkness Dragon World spell. It lets you mill the top 3, look the top 3, add a monster to hand, discard the other 2, or grab a monster from drop and put it into the soul of a card in your field. I played against a player. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want to say anything bad about him. But I'm just saying. I played against him. He was under the impression that cast spell, target the monster in my field, I'm going to put a card into its soul. But I do not have to show you what card from my drop zone I am putting into the soul. I tried telling him, no, the drop zone is public knowledge. You have to tell me what you're taking out of here and putting into the soul. He's like, no, I don't. I'm like, it didn't matter that game. And if I first him again in top, I was going to have a judge clarify it for him, because if he thought he was going to try to get me good again, or not get me good again, if he thought he was going to get me good, it wasn't going to happen.
It also says monster.
The point to him. Thank you, man. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you, Matt. But specifically, yes, he thought he could just not blind fire, but try to hide what he was going to put into the soul. I told him you can't do that. So these are the fine-tuning plays that people have to know. Like, anybody who knows, when you play a card, with the exception of, I think Champ Wrestler Asmodai is still the only card in the game that doesn't target. But everything else that you play in the game, spell, effect, it targets.
Mhm.
Because it matters.
Yeah. This is that's good to cover up because those are things that players need to know, like especially with the banquet thing. I've had that problem several times too, where people don't want to show me what they're putting in banquet because banquet targets the monster, and you could put any card from drop. But yeah, like you said, drop zone is open knowledge.
No, but it's also the fact that it targets a specific monster. If it was card, you could argue, yeah, a judge can verify that's a card in a sleeve in my deck. But it says monster, so you have to reveal monster to opponent to verify fulfilling the cost of the card. Put in soul.
Wasn't there a fun ruling though?
I thought it says you put a card into the soul of a face-down monster.
I'm pretty sure it said monster.
Choose a card from your drop zone face down into the soul of a monster on your field. So yeah, it is any card.
Oh, it is any card? Oh, I must have in the first effect then.
Yeah. The first effect is monster.
Yeah. Sure. I wish it was card. That'd be great.
That would be broken.
There was what you call it, a ruling that came up. Charmac actually brought it up to me. It was Gargantua Blade Dragon. His effect was when he enters the field,
bullshit.
grab 2 items, add it to your hand. Up to 2 items.
Here we go.
Add it to your hand, and then you could discard an item from your hand during your main phase to destroy any card in your opponent's field. So you go declare activation, target card. If you don't have an item to discard, then you can't fully resolve your effect. But because that hand is like a hitless space, it's not public knowledge, it's personal knowledge. Were you able to bluff? Were you able to say activate, target your opponent's card, and try to bluff out like a bond if you were targeting a monster and see if they would do anything, and then choose not to resolve?
That's kind of goes on the act ability things. A lot of people think that act abilities are cost. So let's imagine Shiden, or not Shiden. I actually had a good example of this. Is it Battle Poet Speaking? Whatever the one that gains 2 crit. Yeah. So I don't know which one is the one that gains 2 crit. So anyways, someone at my locals was declaring the ability of I think it's spelling. I'm not gonna. If I'm wrong, just let me know. But so they're trying to declare the ability, and he doesn't have to discard the Battle Poet yet until his opponent finishes letting him respond. And if his opponent did have a response, he could choose not to use it.
That's the difference between some cards say may ability and other cards don't. Like Big Bang is a required. The card I think you're talking about is Battle Poet Speaking. It says act. You may discard.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So the difference in the wording is what separates the I have to respond or I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah. You're right on that. I didn't clarify that well enough that you may.
No, you're good, bro.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The Gargantua Blade, it's not a you may effect. It says choose an opponent. I'll read the exact wording on the card. The card says discard a weapon from your hand. If you do, destroy a card your opponent's field. So you go activate, target your opponent's card that you're going to try to destroy. And then if they don't do anything, and you choose not to discard, how are they going to prove you have a weapon?
They can't because it's a closed space. But the thing that's allowing this is if you do discard.
Yeah, but you see, when you play, not Chad versus regular Asmodai, his is an enter ability, granted, but again, you don't pay cost for his effect until you're ready to resolve the effect.
Until resolution.
Yeah. I was actually going to
that's a whole nother thing
on this sort of stuff, because I was saying that a lot of people I had it on my to-do list, but a lot of people were having issues with play timing or just playing regular cards. Like with Ball Soleil, everybody they don't understand that Ball Soleil chooses a card from your field and puts it into a soul, and then he comes onto the field. So you can take a monster from your right or left, put it into a soul, and play Ball Soleil on the center. Didn't understand it. Because that card is leaving the field, it doesn't retain the soul because Ball Soleil is not being played over top of the card. Yeah, but the card is actually leaving the field and going into its soul. So it's I was gonna do, if you guys want to actually participate in that stream, I'll try to do it in the next couple of weeks on just card mechanics. It's I started making a list of cards to go through, but it's it would be really good to have other players that also know rulings and how cards are played.
I'd actually be really glad to join in that stream. Because that's a lot of knowledge that players can.
I'm good. I'm good for it. I
from.
joined that stream. I think I can speak for a good amount of people.
All right.
Yeah, the funnest playtiming thing we had at our regional in New Jersey was Newark, New Jersey. Was the what would you call it?
Reoccurring playtiming at the beginning of battle phase to cast infinite number of counters.
Reoccurring was the one I was talking about, but yeah, absolutely, that's the exact one because they wanted to go enter battle. All right, I'm going to destroy your fanning. Do you have a response? No. Okay, after it's destroyed, I still have something to do before you attack. I'm going to use Snake Gaze and arrest your monster. They're like, you have to wait till I attack because you don't have it. Like, no, I don't have to wait. This is a reoccurring playtime, and it keeps on refreshing until both players say, I'm not going to do anything now. Okay, now I'm going to attack.
And this will forever be the day known as the day that I proved the head judge wrong and he couldn't say shit about it.
Nope, because you had a direct email from Bushiroad saying, look.
No, I pulled the comprehensive rulebook open and explained the flow chart to him.
Oh, wait, the head judge didn't even know the basic rules from
There is a giant thread that I was in about that same topic.
Newark was trash. That was the most trash.
I got super tilted off of that thing.
Please don't talk about Newark. God.
Yeah, me, Alex, and Justin say, let's just omit Newark. It never freaking happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't a New York
It
regional.
never happened.
Don't count it.
Oh my gosh! Like when I was done when they told me Hades Fall had to resolve when my opponent first played a monster of the
Oh my
size
God.
that was in the soul of the card, and because I didn't a turn before, I couldn't activate Hades Fall anymore. I just was like, okay, here, Judge. Here, Judge
well,
over here.
I have
Like,
a
and
story.
floor judges told me that.
I have a story like that. I'm not gonna name names, but I played against a player
I'm
who.
like, even though the card says you may, I had to play it, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So even though it says you may, I have to play it. It's like, yes. I'm like, okay. You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Oh, I can agree to that because a player went declare act. I go cool counter pop this. They tried to respond with a protection spell. I said no, you can't do that. We get a floor judge. Floor judge says yeah, he can do that. I go nope, head judge right now.
Yep. Yeah, there's no plan for them to play another card or ability.
Nope, not even
Like,
trying today.
Oh my gosh, that's what it's like right now. And I have people asking if they can judge for SummerSlam. And it's like some of them were like the judges at Newark, and I'm just like, hell no.
No.
It's like,
No
like,
one's judging our tournament unless I approve them.
I was like, dude. I was like, no. I was like, right now, we have our judges. It's going to be me and Matt right now, and I'm going to see if I can find one more competent player. But it's like, right, I don't like when people are like bad about rulings, especially easy rulings that are on the card. Like, card says pick up something from field, put it in soul. Okay, you lose soul guard on the rest of the monster that was on the field. It's just like when you negate the summon of like Aster, it's like well the regular Aster's still on the field. No, everything is gone.
It went like this, fam. It went straight up into that soul.
Straight up, just went into the soul and then everything died.
No, those are those fine-tuning things that people had to like figure
Destroyed.
out.
Well, we're definitely
it's just-
steering away from a Dragon World stream and heading into
Oh.
a
Don't
ruling
like
stream
Bushiroad
now.
stream. And I think we've ran the Dragon World stream pretty long.
Now we're talking about Dragon Knight.
What other decks do we have to talk about in Dragon World besides that?
Dragon
If
Knights.
anybody wants to know about Dragon Knights, you can check out my deck profile that's already on the channel.
Or you
That's-
could PM me any time of the week between 9 and 5 p.m.
What we did Crimson Battlers, we did Thunder Empire, we did Fifth Omni.
Nice.
So can I just say one thing about Dragon Knights?
Thunder Knights. That's what we didn't do.
Oh, that
But what were we going to say about Dragon Knights?
Just
Dragon
completely
Knights, those bottom tier Dragon Knights.
Oh my god. Hand me a noose.
Dragon Knights. Let's cover Thunder Knights. That's what we forgot.
Yeah, Thunder Knights.
Absolute disrespect all of it.
Alright, I'm gonna say one thing for Dragon Knights. There are infinite possibilities for deck builds for Dragon Knights. There is no one answer. However,
They all equal shit.
and they all what'd you say, John?
They all equal crap.
No?
I'm sorry.
No,
I
they
love
don't.
Dragon Knights. I love their versatility. They say I can draw my entire deck, but guess what? I can't do anything but that.
Yeah,
So bad.
unfortunately, he's not wrong. I'm currently working on a solution to that, but I did find a funny way around Athora. I'm going to ask you all, gentlemen, if you've heard of this card. It's called Slash Strike Drago Slasher. Has anyone besides John Muir because I told him about it. Heard of this card?
What's the name?
Flash,
Drago
Strike,
Slasher.
Drago Slasher.
Don't search engine it.
Isn't that the one?
I'm-
Isn't that
Oh,
the
Kevin,
one card with no?
I can't
on
even
it?
search engine it. I don't even know what that. I'm just trying to think of
Okay,
what that
so
is.
pretty much it was the card that
Card with Noboru on it, isn't it?
yes. So what it
Yeah, I
does, you can
remember
only cast it if you have a Dragonite and Dropstone. You gain +5. Your weapon gains +5,000, and it removes a soul when it attacks. So it was really neat
that
back
one.
when you had a double attack weapon, and now it's even better because you use the size 0 to give the weapon double attack +3,000 to give that another 5,000. So you pretty much just gain 7,000 to a 5,000. You're swinging 13,000 at their vanguard. I mean, at their center with a Thor in it, and
Oh
you're
my
pretty much removing a soul every time it attacks. So
Hey,
you're
Is that really the name of that card?
Flash Strike Drago Slasher? Yup. I'm the only one in the world who
That is-
probably plays it.
All right,
Nah,
Matt.
check it out.
Mystery setting.
Yeah, they don't. Most people don't actually play mystery settings anymore. Or they
Really?
play at a lower number.
Why? Wait, why though?
What?
That card is so
I
good.
don't see why not.
Here's the
I don't
thing.
see why not. Mystery setting is the god.
Is supposed to make numbers to hit a Thor.
No, dude, this past weekend I lost against a Thor in round 3 when I was playing against my teammate Brent, just because he top decked mystery setting in the soul when we first
Mystery
started
setting.
the match. It's
No,
like,
All you
God.
prison players, please run mystery setting.
Can't-
and I'm looking
Not
at
a grand
Doggy
fest.
over
They need
my
a
hand.
timeout.
Not run mystery
Oh,
setting.
The room was
They want to play more size zeros that charge them and draw them cards. They want to play the spells and say, hey, bots, I can nullify your attack rather than let you eat my entire board. Or I can give my guy more defense even. Which some players, they're not even playing that card because they just like, I already have all this defense. Why do I need counterattack? Well, because some bots can't eat you. And, just, I will say this, though, to your Dragonites, Matt. That Geronimo, it was so fun playing against it because the son of a bitch ended up having like 17 to
1,000 attack
19
and defense points.
Yes. A 19,000 defense monster with 2 soul and move. I'm like, well, I'm playing Thunder Empire, so I could hit it pretty well. But I'm thinking to myself, not a single other deck in the game can actually deal with that shit, except that they play Bowsoleil.
Yeah,
They
and
couldn't
And Prism's only answer was Sheldry. They had to just pop out the soul, and they couldn't even do that at some point because I had 4 soul in there because you can put the set spells in. So I would
Yep,
just
and only-
drop set spells.
Yeah, and only assassins can snipe the soul and they can blow up Kabuki, so there's ways around it. But it's just like 19,000 defense, you're like, that's awesome!
Yep. Geronimo 2.0, baby. Let's
That's
get
like
there.
playing one of every Dragonite in existence.
No, I play 2s and 3s and 4s, but the funny part is I still run such a diversity that you just get there, and I'm laughing.
Dragonite's just the deck build for that just sounds so jank.
It's not.
It's-
I have a rest build, so it pretty much it rests, gain gauge, play, draw cards, drop Geronimo, poke, to
Yeah, but-
impact death.
You want to like
Yeah, but
send
how
me
much-
your list so you can prove me wrong? Because I don't know, man. It sounds so
Nah, I
jank.
won't send you my list. I'll just play you.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it's like weapon, extra set spells, size 1s that have done their job. I'm going to take all 5 or 7 of you. I'm going to put you into the soul of 1 monster and be like, hey, come at me, bro.
Yep.
Maybe Dragonites should just run Energia.
No, enough with that shit.
Draw enough cards, get enough gauge for Energia. It's a win condition.
Enough of your shit.
I'm gonna make a
Meme night.
Dragonites.
Let's go.
I'm gonna be right back for a hot minute and just go top at Grand Fest with Energy and Dragonites.
I will hate myself if he does that.
Night.
Nice. Go ahead. Have fun.
All right, what is it? Archetype we have to talk about in Dragon World is Thunder Knights. Thunder Knights, really good. 2
They
good.
just go attack.
Banner makes them really good. You want to know why? Because Banner's skill is when a card on your field moves, cards on your field gain plus 2K. So if you have Fawn on the field, any of the good Fawns, gives everything on your field move. So you move 2 cards. You move 1 card to center, move 1 card to the other side of the field. 2 cards move. Everything gains +4/+4.
Everything gets moved.
Dude, yeah, everything.
With fun, all thunder,
Yeah, all monsters on
Oh
your
my
field.
God, Mario, shut up.
Now the weapon won't get any defense power because the defense doesn't have a printed defense value.
Yeah, it
Otherwise,
doesn't have a printed. Yeah. But everything else.
He was talking about the weapon getting moved.
Oh no, all monsters get.
Mario, shut up.
Who said it was Mario? I bet it was Mario that said that.
Of course it's me. It's always me, man.
Oh, fucking Mario. All right. So those cards or this other fawn, Impact Fawn, makes the entire deck just annoying. You do 2 moves on your opponent's field, or opponent's turn, and then your opponent can't hit almost anything on your field unless they're playing Thunder Empire. Because I've actually had, while playing this deck, I've had their turn just because they couldn't hit Fawn in the center at like 10K, or the Impact Fawn in the center at 12K, because he gives all Thunder Empires +2/+2. Thunder Empire, really good. Spells that you should use. We talked about them earlier, but Demon Lord's Roaring Dragon Blast, really solid in this deck. Destroy your opponent's field before you start attacking. It's going to be hard for them to keep up and recover. And then the Skies in their hand. Why this card? Because then you spam the hell out of another card called Drago Archer. You play a size 1, you play a Drago Archer, then you play another Drago Archer, and you just drew 2. Then you play the Skies in their hand, bounce your field, and play it again.
It's just like Racer Frill when with the Gambit combo. It's just bounce and draw cards.
yeah,
But
but
the reason why it's so much better is then after you do all of your attacks, if you don't have the item, then you play Impact Bomb. And you can bounce as many cards as you want from your field to your hand. And you bounce both Drago Archers again. And preferably leave on Thunder Knight's Broad Short with Shield, just so your opponent can't pop your Impact Bomb. And it can't pop your item. And then the next turn, you do it all again.
It's a
If
fun
you-
idea.
Dude, this deck has become so degenerate. It's not easy to play. You have to see a Drago Archer to fix that. I run Heaven Sunshine at 3. Pop a size 1 on your opponent's field, then call a Drago Archer once you have a Thunder Knight already on the field, then draw a card. And then the degeneracy starts.
The degeneracy starts.
Banner and Fawn
now,
are definitely
now you see Justin.
to revive for sure.
Dude, I don't know.
Now,
Like,
that Fawn, baby, that new Fawn can be splashed in any deck, just like the Balkan. Because you play that Fawn, you put any monster into Fawn's Soul. So now you have a monster with double attack and Soul Guard. And, it's cute. It's cute because it can move, and it's like you got to kill it twice. You got to deal with it. Like this one card shows us 2 shields. So it can be cute. And Justin, you notice, man, you dance. I remember when you get something so good when you were a kid. You dance. It's like tastes so nice. You like done the nice. They're playable. Very nice. You're next.
Tonight. Ton tonight's.
Hey, John.
What's up, baby?
it's like it,
I got a question. So you're in 10 shields, right?
Currently, yeah.
I'm gonna run 20 shields.
So I there's a lot of people that that decide on what shield to run. Some people are running sand, some people are running blade, and then some people are running green. In your opinion, what do you think is the best? From my own experience, I think green is just the safest option because in my experience, it's Sand Dragon Shield. It's too you don't get it off enough with playing Botsix Link, and then Blade Dragon Shield, you draw too many cards in the deck already, so you never really find yourself in a situation where you have 1 or less. I think green is just the safest option.
You're specifically talking about for Thunder Empire builds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thunder Empires do not have a problem maintaining gauge or building it up because of cards like Globe, which you know, and they also have cards like what the hell is it? Botsix Link. So you don't have a problem with gauge like ever. So Sand Shield, as much as it's enticing to play, the deck can't benefit as much like you said. Blade Shield, you have to be either at really low life, which you don't ever want to be that low, especially against like Prism, because they'll just burn you for game between the combo of their shield and their weapon. But it's nice to have. It's just not worth it. So in addition to Arc Shield, you can play like 4 Arc Shield, 3 blue, 3 green. I personally, before I switched it up, I was playing 4 green and 2 blue
Hmm.
and 4 arc. Specifically because that last build was designed to go down to 4 or less, and then somehow not die, whether it was playing those shields and or playing Drago Succeed. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if I got down to that 4 less life, yeah, I'm in range to use my effects, but I'm also in range to get fucked. Like Prism's counter final card, or the mirror match, like you know all too well. You're at 5 or less, hey, you lose the game. So,
Yeah.
But to be fair, but like I said, the new deck I got playing right now with the Dragon Force, which is so dumb. I'm playing just because I'm a total jackass. I played
Yes,
4
you are.
Arc Dragon Shield, 2 Green Dragon Shield, and 4 Sun Dragon Shield because the goal was to get that Dragon Force out. And if it doesn't happen, okay. But but if it does happen, it's just like, hey, I have 4 Sun Dragon Shields in a Thunder Empire deck. You know what happens when I play that Military Advisor card? The card that says, hey, if on my attack, when I'm attacking you, if you nullify any one of my attacks, I charge a card and I gain a life.
I can't believe you're actually playing that.
I'm not playing
Come
that.
here.
I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that monster specifically because they changed the ruling. Originally, it wasn't like when my attack is being nullified, I charge a card and gain a life. Originally, it was whenever I nullify an opponent's attack, and I've got the picture of the card from Buddy Spoilers to prove it. The original translation was when one of my opponent's attacks is nullified, charge and gain a life. So it turned every single one of my shields into an additional effect of Sun Dragon Shield.
Like no matter what suit you're running.
Dude, I remember that was like when what is it? The Dragon Force for Darkness Dragon World was mistranslated, and it says it was the promo one when your opponent mills a card, destroy a monster on your opponent's field. Because me and Mario talked about this, I was like, oh my gosh, this shit is broken, and we couldn't wait for it to be released. And then when it was released, it said size 2 or less. It was like, oh, this is just totally.
Oh man, don't even talk about that, dude. I was so sad.
That was
That
so
was-
angry. And it's like
Ah,
they would
man.
actually put Darkness Dragon World on the map. That one card saying card, monster instead of size 2 or less. I cry every time.
Oh man, I know.
Cry and
That
spend-
card would have been so good. I always thought about the double pop with Gale's Destruction.
Oh yes. Oh, Gale Destruction, destroy your opponent mills 2, destroy the other one, or you kill something off twice that has Soul Guard. Oh, dreams. But
And it's size 2 or less.
yeah, but Darkness Dragon World can't be good because we can't have 3 good Dragon Worlds, and
This
that's
is
what we should
Vanguard.
do.
That's why Darkness Dragon World's always the one getting beaten up.
Yep.
Dragon
But let's do what do you guys think are the best 3 decks in Dragon World?
Dragon
right
Knights.
Can we just go separately?
Are we being serious?
Yes,
Serious?
yes, I'm being serious.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through everybody because we're gonna do best 3 and then worst 3. Well, I'll just do worst now. What is it? Sky Knights or whatever.
Blue
Sky
Sky
Knights?
deck. Don't even like.
So in my opinion, if we're going off like top 3 best, I think top 3 best are gonna be from top to bottom: Thunder Empire, Thunder Knights, and then Sun Dragons. And I think the 3 worst are Blue Sky Knights. As much as it pains me to say Energia because it's a meme deck, and then I don't even know what the third would be. I don't.
Generic. I got this one. Generic trial deck. I can't afford to play this game. I just got into a deck. Dot
I
deck.
was like,
That's the
Alright, I
worst
That deck.
deck. Generic trial deck. Dot deck.
All right, so we only have like 2 bad decks like in Dragon World right now.
I'm trying to like look to see if there's any like thing that's more. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Crimson's. I don't think it's that
Systemic
good.
Dagger Dragon. Dot deck.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to comment on Crimson's just because I haven't seen it played like even in locals yet. So I don't know. Then the last time I
It
saw
doesn't do anything that impressive to me. It doesn't
it's
it
not-
doesn't
it's
have a good
nothing
advantage
like-
engine.
really to talk about, but we can't deny that it's a deck. It's more of a deck than Blue Sky Knights, to be honest.
Yeah.
It will actually kill you. Especially
Oh,
with the
God.
best item that
Nice.
they needed. No, I feel like the deck just struggles with power.
Oh, Jackknife. There you go.
Oh,
Gold Ritter.
Bet.
Gold Ritter.
Bet.
Still
Gold Ritter
relevant.
was in top
Still
16. Gold
a
Ritter was
thing.
in top 16 at
Yeah.
regionals in Newark.
Keep
take a
research playing.
We had one
Gold
guy.
Ritter is still a deck.
He
It is
knew what
still
he was
something
doing.
weird.
I think it's in the top 3 worst.
I think it's actually better than Blue Sky Knights.
It's definitely something.
Everything's better than Blue Sky.
Everything's better than Blue Sky Knights. It doesn't count. But
No, but literally,
Gold Ritter is definitely something to look out for because it's literally at every regionals, and if it catches you sleeping, it real quick.
yeah, no,
That's
that's
like-
like crit
I
penetration.
Especially with the new
like, why are you
Jackknife
playing
Spirit,
Gold Ritter?
it
You can just play the equal version of it that's slightly better but still worse in Cardburn.
Yeah.
Some
Cardburn is something I can be scared of because that deck could kill you out of nowhere with like counter speed, like I don't know, the D-Wing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something I can maybe be afraid of, but it's still just as bad.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah, Jack. Oh, yeah. And Systemics is above those. Have you got? I've heard stories about them. Like with the power game now that that deck
Oh,
is
Dragon World stream into a not deck stream.
I actually think generic
Sky
armor
Knights,
dragons are a lot
that's
better than
systemic.
most of these decks too. Like out of the top 3 worst, I think generic armor dragons are still kind of not in the top 3 worst. I think they're still beyond that because they can kind of just run anything they want.
Well, I mean, generic armor dragons, you would just run drum. And drum
That's
is
not that's drummed out deck. That's not generic armor dragons. Come on, man.
Where does Fifth Omni sit in this? Is it like in the middle somewhere?
Yeah, it's gonna be in the middle. It's gonna be where generic armor dragons
Underneath
is.
the ground. It's still relevant, but it's not relevant enough to play over Thunder Empire or
Like
Thunder
Free
Knight.
Energy is the best card.
yeah.
Energy is the best meme ever.
So
No,
So we-
I love that card so
10 to
much.
10 with
So do
second
we have
every
a
Dragon World deck.
we have a consensus on the best 3 decks, though.
Bats, Thunder Knights,
That's
Sun
Thunder
Dragons.
Knights and for sure.
Yeah,
I would
Sandra-
say Sun Dragons can be swapped out with Dragon Knights, but y'all can fight me about that later.
no, that ball, the new ball that searches for any item, carries Sun Dragons alone right now, Matt.
Yeah.
Like I said, we can argue about that later. Right
Like
now.
Mir is even talking about
Do Dragon have a weapon searcher?
other decks. You know how fucking
Yeah,
scary
no, but we'll just draw it because we always do.
Just try it.
We play 4 copies and we always draw it.
Look, if you're a main
All right,
character,
so how about we wrap up this stream because it's 2 hours now.
Yeah.
yeah,
we could go on forever.
Because I'm leaving tomorrow morning at like 6 in the morning to go to Long Beach.
dude, I've slowly watched the sunset at your house, Mario. That was like
Wait,
dark
what?
at your-
Yeah,
That
dude,
was
it's hella dark now.
I think it was like light out when we started.
Wait, is that a
Alright,
Dragon Ball flag?
Yeah, I always have one sitting on my desk randomly in the view of my camera.
Dude, no.
Like I have my Vanguard right here too.
I don't know where my Nico flag is, but.
All right, let's wrap this up.
I love you, Mario.
Thanks everybody for watching. We're gonna have more streams on flags and worlds coming up after next week because we have a holiday, and then we also have like a lot of stuff going on with Bushi this weekend. So the following week I'll try to have stuff going if we have more people, and then we're gonna try to also do the stream on rulings. I want to thank everybody that participated in the stream, and I'm gonna if you send me the links to your channels, I'm gonna post it in this video. Thanks, Jarmir, Alex Lewis, Matt, and Mario, and peace out.
See ya.